Hey guys, Maxx Stronk. Today we're going to look at some PvP options for alpha clones and new players in general. Uh, Basically what I started with is just doing a solo roam, picked a random spot in space, jumped through this gate, and there's a super carrier. A super carrier gate camping. We're not going to trade well with that, even though I did kind of think about fighting it just for laughs. This has been a long journey to this point, and I haven't really seen nothing that I could fight, and definitely a rocket condor versus a super carrier is not going to work. So I jump in this next gate and come up with a Merlin. Now a Merlin I think I can fight, especially if this is another alpha clone like I am. So I'm going for it. And I've never tried this fit before. I always use missiles on the condors, so this is a little different. This is a little bit of a brawler fit. So I think I'm doing all right here. Well, so we're getting in. And now look at the damage he's applying. So this guy, I'm thinking now has probably got Tech 2 blasters on there. I'm trying to get out of blaster range and still stay within my rocket range. I can't trade with this, and this isn't going to end well. So one of the things you'll find out as an alpha clone is you just don't have the skills to do a lot of this stuff that you want to do. You can't fit a lot of the modules. This dude was really cool, and he actually gave me, I believe, 5 million ISK, which completely paid for my ship and everything. So it was a good fight. It was fun. If I was in a mega clone there and had my skills trained up, I would have done a little bit better. I still don't think I could have beaten that Merlin with that Condor fit. So now, another option for you is to do public roams. This is Zarvox Toral, his stream. You can watch him on Twitch. He's really entertaining dude, really nice guy. We're doing a fleet, mostly kitey vexers and tackle frigates for alpha clones and stuff. So we're just killing some rats here. Look at the dwarf, all the drones swarm the rats, waiting to move ahead. We jumped around a lot, hadn't found much, and we're going to get into something here really quick. This is a great option for people wanting to try fleets. Is go with some of these streamers that offer this, and like I said, Zarvox is one, Bjorn Bee is another one, and Spectre Fleet is another group that has many fleets for all different levels. All of them are great, and I'll show you a little bit of everything here. This is where we get screwed up. So we're in test space. Test guys are a little special. But they got Cymax, so that's okay. So bubbles are bad, and I don't notice the bomb coming in, and so I've got my prop mod on, which is the worst thing you can do. There goes the bomb, and I'm dead. One shot. So when bombs are coming, never ever have your prop mod on. It blooms your signature radius and kills you. So this was that same rocket condor fit that I did the solo roam on, and I actually got the fit from some Zarvox. It's pretty weak, in particular as an alpha clone, because you don't have the skills trained up to give you a little bit more protection. Normally I wouldn't die to a single bomb in my fits, but that particular one and being alpha clone made it kind of weak. But if I had, turned my prop mod off earlier. Oh, so we're doing another roam here. Brave, are you brave enough, dude? Can you do it? Come on, let's go. He's in a Raptor, which is a interceptor, so it's better, much better ship than I'm in, but similar. Can we go? Can we go? Oh, he runs away. He's not brave enough. I've been in that situation too, where you're just wanting to go somewhere and don't want to screw around with a fight. So we keep cruising along. I've been surprised how dead. A bubble. Bubbles are your worst nightmare in low sec. So what do we got here? Stiletto, Stratios, Broadsword, Cyclone. This is bad. I'm going for it because I don't have a choice. So can we get the Stiletto? Oh no! In comes drones. Nope, we're not gonna do it. We're not gonna make it. Dead. Oh, and I forgot to mention, Zarvox actually gave me some money too, some ISK that would probably buy 3 or 4 of those condors that I lost in that bombing run, which was really cool. Especially great if you were a new player and did not have a lot of ISK. Stuff like that really helps you out in this game. There's a lot of cool people that will do that. Gate campers don't usually give you ISK though, and these guys didn't either. So back to Jeddah, and you could see that was a long ways away that I traveled just to die in a gate camp. So now this is a fleet with Bjorn Bee. We're going up to Horde space. Pandemic Horde is a great corporation if you're a new player and want to get into nullsec and get into some fights like this, and some of the bigger fleet stuff. Even if you want to do industry, they're basically a PvP focused corporation, but anything that can support PvP activity is welcome there. There's a lot of cool dudes in Horde. So they brought the Horde guys are flying sniper corms, which is a longer range railfit cormorant. I have a modified sniper corm that I'm in here, simply because as an alpha clone I can't fit what I want to fit. So I have a little bit more tank. I have a shield buffer on here, and I had to drop one of the other modules. So we're going in and getting this brawl. So anchoring up on the FC, and he's telling us to pretty much free fire. Actually, no, he might have been calling some targets at this point. So we're gonna just start blasting people. Now, one of the problems in some of these things is when you're doing this is you can't lock up the people fast enough before they die. And this is really true if you're an alpha clone or a new player and you don't have your signature analysis skill trained up. And, there's a few other things that help with it, like your range, targeting range and things. And it can be slightly annoying, but this is an alpha clone, and I'm in a fight, making a contribution. So you can do this. It's not hard to get involved in this kind of activity. And honestly, you could probably, do something like this from your very first day in the game. I normally would say, do the career missions first, and after that, start looking for a corporation to go into. And so that's, maybe your second day, third day. That'll just give you a little bit of, better familiarity with the game before you go into, nullsec or something like that. And so I'm not able to lock up a lot of this stuff. They're out of range, so... The big problem I've found with the alpha clone is you're very slow in comparison to the other people. You can't train up some of the skills that help with your ship agility and speed. So I'm always lagging behind, and this gets you killed a lot. So flying cheap is a good idea. Starting out, or if somebody's going to give you ships, no problem, fly whatever. So I can't really keep up with these guys, and I've tried to warp to them, but I'm not far enough away to actually warp. And when you get your fleet spread out like this, it's bad because somebody can warp in on the tail end, and you've got a bunch of guys that are, semi-defenseless in the small number. And so you want to stay relatively grouped up as a fleet. So in a moment, I think, we're going to warp off here and try to regroup and, go in for round 2. This is actually the second fleet I've done with Bjorn Bee up into Horde space. Horde absolutely wrecked us. The first fleet we did, they came in with caracals and just started free firing and wiped us out in no time. We were fitting a little bit more close range destroyers that time. I really didn't like the fit, so I changed the destroyer fit for me this time, so I have more range. And in particular, being slow, I can't keep up with Bjorn to stay really tightly anchored. So I need the range on my guns to be able to hit anything. So we bounce to regroup and go back. We'll go back in for round 2. I think the first round we did really well here. So I'm gonna load iron. The iron does less damage, but it gives me more range. And like I said, I was having trouble there in that first round getting close and being able to hit a lot of these people. And that's kind of frustrating. That's, one of the things about the alphas that, is kind of tough, especially when you're in a mixed fleet with this, with a lot of other higher skilled, more experienced players. They're going to do stuff that they're used to, and some of the guys are flying the destroyers and stuff that definitely faster than my cormorant here. So we get a warp in, move in, and start engaging. And this guy is TNT, Tactical Narcotics Team. I wonder what he's doing here. Anyways, it's a Osprey Logi ship. Oh no, it's Osprey Navy issue. So that's kind of a pricey ship for. I don't know what he's doing, but he got wrecked. So now we're too far from the other guys. We get a couple. Can we get them? Let's see. They're dying before I can lock them. So I have on my Quorum, I have a targeting range script, allowing me to lock targets farther away, but I can't lock them as fast. If I had put the targeting resolution script in, I could get on those pods a lot quicker and hit them better. But like I said, the range has been kind of my problem here.
Drive active.
So going for another group, which can try to get in on these guys, and here we go. Round 2. So trying to anchor up on FC, get on something. Here I think we're free firing at this point. And these guys are going down pretty quick, trying to lock anything here. And I don't know why I'm having such a hard time locking these guys, unless those guys were all dying before I was. So Bubbles, the Malice is going down, and I don't know, he's not from Horde either. So it looks like there was another little gang or something up here. Now the bubbles are good or bad. See, I'm taking some shots here, and there's nobody really close. So the Quorums definitely have the range, and you can see the red circles at the top of the screen. Those are the people that are shooting me and causing damage. And now we're gonna try to warp out here. I'm trying to make sure I'm out of the bubbles, and I'm gonna try to warp off on my own. But I think we get a fleet warp at this point. No, FC called for an align. So we're aligning to the sun, and he's preparing for the warp out. And you can see I'm not taking damage at the moment. I am still yellow boxed by the one. Now I'm starting to get hit again. Pretty good on that last shot. We bounce. And that's important to do when your fleet gets spread out again. And like I said, the Alpha Clone is slow compared to the other ones. And, you know, it kind of strings your fleet out a little bit. Not to mention there's a big difference between the speeds of some of these ships. So we warp to the sun. You know, everybody kind of warps to the sun, and so your enemy knows where you are and warps to the sun. Oh, somebody's on a maelstrom. Now we're trying to get in and get on this kill here. Now the enemy fleet's coming in, and they're right on top of us. So somebody booshed and jumped a good portion of the fleet over to the maelstrom, but they missed a bunch of us. And so I'm trying to get out of here, and I'm getting lit up. And this is the thing, I'm not tackled. I'm just this slow with this thing, and I'm dead. As you know, an Omega clone with your skills trained up, I would have been out of there. I'm pretty sure of it. But I simply just too slow. So I just bounce out with my pod, and at this point, there's nothing I can do. I'm up in the middle of, you know, hostile territory, can't dock anywhere, and so I'm just going to self-destruct and go back home. So that's it. And a lot of these fleets, you know, you die, it's game over for you. You're going back home, and you're usually too far away to come back. So now this is Spectre Fleet, little fleet I did with them. We get in this battleship pretty quickly, and this is an interceptor fleet, except I'm in the T1 frigate. I'm in a Condor again, this time a missile fit Condor. And it's amazing how these, you know, we swarm like locusts, and we can apply a lot of damage, but we're very fragile. So you have to watch. If you get yellow boxed, you need to get out of there, because as soon as they target you, you can get, you know, one shot with a lot of these bigger ships. So I'm constantly watching, make sure I'm not getting yellow boxed, checking, you know, the damage on the guy, listening to the FC. We're doing really well, but he's starting to tank a little bit. You can see him repping on his armor. So this is taking a little longer than we like. If he's got a bunch of friends, they could swarm in quickly and wipe us out. But we're doing it. So FC's, you know, getting a little nervous here because this is taking a while. So he's calling for us to overheat here in a second. And when you overheat your modules, you get a bonus to them, but it causes damage to them. So we were actually going to go back to the station and be able to repair. So this isn't a big deal. Normally, if you carry some nanite repair paste, you can fix this stuff. Now, for some reason, I wasn't able to get on this pod kill. I probably should have hit my missiles. I can't get close. This is, you know, another one of the frustrating things with being the alpha clone, and that was an expensive pod, and I missed out on that one. But I don't know what. Yeah, see, he's gone. The Spectre Fleet offers a lot of different fleets. Actually, this was really good roam for us. It was a lot of fun. They're very welcoming to new players. Like I said, this is an alpha clone, so we get on Armageddon. You know, a couple big kills on this roam over in Pravi. Actually, I've never spent much time over in this part of the map. It's all been north and south, a little bit to the west as well. But so you can see our swarm, and we're doing pretty good. For some reason, he went to the Citadel, and he didn't tether. and we're not sure exactly what happened. If he landed too far out of range, if he, did something, if somebody bumped him, but he didn't get tethered, and we were able to, lock him up and start engaging. I'm not sure if he. Yeah, I'm not. He went down pretty quick too. That was another good kill. And I missed the pot again. So in nullsec, you don't take a hit to your security status by engaging people. So you can shoot anybody in nullsec with no penalty. And that's what's really, really great about nullsec. So you can take your nullsec character back into highsec and not have to worry about it because you're not losing security status like you do in lowsec, or if you were to fight somebody in highsec. If you were to fight somebody in highsec, Concord would come in and blow up your ship unless it was, some type of legal fight. If they're a war target, or if you're engaged in a duel, or if that other person was a criminal or a suspect. Lowsec, if you don't want to lose security status, you either have to let them attack you first, or you can only attack people that are suspect or criminal. And I said in one of my previous videos that I have characters that are just for lowsec. And so, yeah, $127 million on that kill. That's a pretty good kill mail. A lot of people use their kill boards as kind of their I guess scoreboard for this game or how they're doing. A lot of times on fleets you look at what they call being ISK positive. So if you destroyed more value of the enemy than you lost, you win, rather than total number of ships and what have you, because they're all different. It doesn't matter. It can be, nice. It's always fun to, get good kill mills. But, it's not that meaningful. I guess if you were a solo player, the number of kills versus losses would be significant. But in a fleet, a lot of times you get on a kill mail just because you have tackle or E-War or something like that, and you're not really doing much damage, and there's 50 or 100 people on a kill mail. Or, some of the big keep stars, there's been over 500 people on the kill mails. So you get full credit for the value of it lost. Here we are again in the fleet. Find bubbles. Bubbles actually give you kill mails. So sometimes what you'll do is you can attack a bubble and people will come out to fight you. I can't remember if this one actually gives you an alert. The mobile tractor units, the MTUs, do. So if you find an MTU in nullsec and start shooting it, the owner will get a notification that somebody's attacking it. And a lot of times they'll come out to try to defend it. And you can get some, fights that way. And you can also get a kill mail. Stiletto, can we get him? This is an interceptor, so probably, nope, he's gone. So jump through on this one. And I can't remember the total number of kills we had in this one. Saber. Saber's going to be a good kill mail. Can we get on this? Why isn't he jumped? So now we got to crash through the gate, get to the other side, try to uncloak him, or catch him before he warps off, and fight him. So a lot of times FC will say burn back to the gate, jump through, and if there's nobody there right away, you can orbit like at 10k or something like that and try to decloak them. If everybody starts orbiting at different distances, it works a little better if nobody knows exactly where they are. Let's see. And the malediction is way too far off. that you can see on the overview. Some of the guys are burning around looking for him right now. And I think you get 30 seconds for your cloak. There he is. No, he didn't lock. Why didn't he lock? Oh, gone again. Nope, he cloaked up. Somebody decloaked him. There we go. Light him up. Missiles on him. Point. Dead. Can we get on this pod? No. Yeah. So take an opportunity to reload here, and we'll go after something else. So you get your weapons timer. While this is active, you cannot jump through gates. The gates will deny you access. So that's an important thing to remember. 61 million for the Saber. Pretty good. When you have that weapons timer, you can't easily, run away if you're required to jump through a gate. So a lot of times you're going to have to bounce to somewhere safe to wait that timer out before you can get away. Here's another one. I didn't get there in time. This was the frustrating thing as an alpha, is how slow I was. And this is an interceptor fleet, so they're really fast ships. I am hyperspatial fit on this Condor, so this is about as fast as I can get this Condor rigged up. I just don't have the skills to make it fast enough, so I was always lagging behind on this stuff. And now we're on a Brutix Caldari battleship. This will be a good kill mill. Here's another one. This can be kind of dangerous as well, so you want to watch about being yellow boxed. This guy could have drones out. We're doing a lot of damage to him right away. He's melting. So I'm going to orbit so I can keep my point and scram on him and apply damage. And can we get this pod? Looks like maybe. Yes, we are on a pod finally. Do some damage. Now, for whatever reason, I wasn't paying attention to where my ship was going, and I was going the wrong way. Now I'm doing a solo roam in a rocket Kestrel. I really haven't done much solo in Kestrel before. We've done fleets in the past with missile fit ones that are pretty good. So I see this Venture, and I was going after him. I scanned him down. Now there's this Astero. I'm trying to jump into this section, and I'm denied because he put his scram on me. So the problem with the micro warp drive is the scram will turn that off as well as your regular warp drive. Pop my blue pill to give me a little bit of shield. And this is an Astero. This is a very expensive Sisters of Eve frigate. It's mostly for exploration, but as you can see, it'll work for PvP as well. And I'm trading really well with him right now. So I don't know. I'm thinking, I've got a little bit of a shot here. This guy should get me. I don't know if he's got a repper yet. If he does, then I'm screwed. Now he's catching up with his drones. The drones are starting to just eat me alive. I can't get away, and I'm probably late here, but now I'm going to try to overheat, and it's really too late. I needed to have done that earlier, and I'm dead. But that was actually a really good fight. I was surprised I was able to do as much damage as I did. Good fights in local. This was pretty cool, and I actually saw this person earlier and didn't realize it. Turns out this character is from 2005, so this is a really, experienced player. And you can see there, he gave me just under 5 million ISK, so that covered the cost of my ship. That was a really cool move by them, and it was a good fight. So, Pakajita. This is where I'm basing out of. Now, this one is another solo roam. Picked a random spot. And I think bubble. So bubbles are bad. And this is, in general, you never want to warp from gate to gate in low sec because of bubbles. Now this is crazy. The rats are all over me here, and they can destroy me in this ship, and I'm trapped in these bubbles. A lot of times if you jump into a system and you see bubbles like this, it's probably bubbled everywhere else as well. So I see there's a couple things on D-Scan that, I'm going to this asteroid cluster. I'm hoping to get the skiff. Oh, but now he's gone. So he docked up. And there's other people out there. But I'm going to check. Anyways. And you can see your shields will repair a little bit on their own. So I'm, getting a little bit of my shields back after that. But this is another Valhalla run. So I picked a random spot and I'm just heading there. Place I've never been before. And like I said before, a lot of nullsec is absolutely dead. I was surprised how dead it was. So I see things on D-Scan. And I'm thinking now they're probably at the gate or close to it. Oh, more bubbles. Just what I figured. So now I have to try to burn towards the gate to get out of there. And I'm a good distance away from it. And here they come. So now I'm not going to make the gate. So I'm going to try to engage. But they are, T3 destroyer. This guy's going to absolutely wreck me with this thing. Try to get my blue pill in to last a little bit. But I'm not even getting damage on him. And another guy lands in, and I don't even know if I got it. Okay, finally I'm starting to apply a little bit of damage, and I'm lost half my shields already. And there it is. Just melting on that. So the problem trying to do solo PvP in low sec is things like this. It's hard. Faction warfare space is probably a little bit better, but there are a lot of really experienced pilots with tricked out ships there that you're going to struggle with as an alpha clone. But it's one of the deals you have to just keep going out there and trying and see if you can, find a fight that you think you can, have a shot at.